Okay, welcome everybody. Good to be back. Good to see everybody. Let me just share my screen and we'll get going. All right, you should see volleyball referee commission meeting. And let's go through this. As most of you know, I'm Mark Lindell. I'm the head referee or the zone chairperson for the island, and Bill Sood will be acting as the allocator. And of course, the both of us work in tandem on that. So if you have any questions, Victoria VBRef at gmail.com, Victoria VBRef at gmail.com, and we will be pleased to answer any of your questions, or if a referee doesn't show up or something happens, that's a good source. We're back in the gym, and part of our service agreement is to make sure that our referees that we are sending are certified, and they are attending a clinic, writing an exam, going through criminal background checks if they are adults, and it's just part of the safety and security that we try and do. And over the years, we've been improving that and trying to always do our best to make sure that we give you, as coaches, players and athletes, good referees. So 2 at high school and 1 at junior, but we are going to make sure that 2 officials are at playoffs always. And let's go to the next slide here. Fair play. Our goal is to make sure that it's a fun, safe, entertaining experience. And as we always remember, as coaches, as well as referees, we are assisting in educating young student athletes the rules of the game. And we want to make sure that players have the opportunity to play at the highest level possible in the best environment. That's our goal as referees, and certainly you as coaches. And we also keep in mind that the student referees are getting their first experience. Maybe they're not the best players on their team, but they want to be involved and get a school experience as well. And they're getting educated, so they are deserving of that respect. Safe sport facilities. The equipment must be safe and ready 20 minutes ahead of the match. Pads, antennas are a must, not optional. They must have antennas. Benches, score tables, referee stands, please. It isn't okay just to stick a ladder out there. That could be dangerous for athletes as well as the referees, and we want to make sure they are safe. Score sheets should be available. Jackie will have sent out the BC School Sports score sheet in PDF format. If not, we can make sure that is provided. And they should have roster stickers as soon as you get them, the Avery labels. I think that's worked out quite well. Flags for lineskeepers are nice to have, but not a requirement. And new this year, gym supervisors. Who is the responsible adult that will be identified in case of emergency or fan behavior? I point that out because that has come up, that fan behavior in volleyball, in the club and in the schools, has been a source of tension, and we need to try and make sure our fans and spectators are being respectful. And if there is an issue, it's not the job of the referee to remove them. They can certainly identify them. They can certainly stop the match. And but the gym supervisor should be dealing with any fan behavior. And we've been pretty good in volleyball, but last year in grade 7 middle school, we had, unfortunately, an incident where we had to have a parent banned from the gym, and we don't want to have that happen. So let's make sure we're all on the same page on that. And that's part of the be kind to the referees, no abuse or intimidation. These are young student referees. Okay, maybe I'm a little older. This is my 47th year of refereeing in the high school league here in Victoria. And but remember that that they should not be subject, and they're learning quite often. If there are any infractions, report them to me. And if you do have issues or concerns with referees, Number one, let it go. We're not perfect, and neither are the participants. As one referee said, we'll be perfect when you are perfect. And if you want to discuss it, I'm happy to hear you out and we can have a chat about it. And obviously, our goal is to correct any mistakes made by referees and help educate them so that they don't repeat those mistakes, but also maybe there are some issues that you want to talk. And that's my phone number. Feel free to text me 250-882-7263. Happy to have a chat. The rates are there, but we don't need to worry about that. For this meeting, the net heights are 243, 224, juniors 235 and 220. There are no new rules this year, but we have a couple of things to remember. That last year, the screening rule was updated to remind teams that the screening rule is pretty straightforward, that you are not to raise your hands above the head until the ball is passed beyond the net. And the first referee is permitted to caution or advise the team through the game captain if they suspect that there is deliberate screening. Again, there'll be different interpretations and probably some more clarifications as that goes on, but keep in mind that was a rule from last year. The Volleyball Canada rules are in effect, and just for a senior high, you've probably, some of your players or some of the coaches may have seen some test events, and at the World League or at different tournaments internationally, the double hit is still in effect, and the screening rule is still in effect. And there was one other one that rotation or positional fault is at the contact of the serve. So if you've seen some of the test events, eliminate all that. We are following Volleyball Canada rules where double hits can be called, positional faults can be called, etc. And just remember, the Molten is the game ball for BC school sports, and particularly for zone playoffs and provincial championships. You need to make sure that if you are hosting an islands or a playoff, that is there. We'll get to you in a second, Al.
It's about the game ball.
Oh, about the game ball. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Senior boys and boys and girls is the Molten. We've been discussing at the Sport Advisory Council for boys and girls volleyball that we should encourage the junior ball to still be the Baden. So we don't have to run around and buy a whole bunch of new balls at the junior level as well.
Right. Perfect. You guys figure that out, but at the senior level,
it's the Molten.
It's the Molten. Okay. Team rosters, 15 players dressed for all matches, and you can play all 15 players. Make sure their names are on the roster sticker. Somebody has asked before about roster stickers. What if I have 18 players? Then fine, just cross out 3 and figure that out. Uniforms, players must wear the uniforms for the complete warm-up. That means starting at the coin toss, and remember, uniforms must be matching, and that is numbers on the front and on the back. Shorts are same color, and maybe a different design is okay, but they need to be the same color. So the point of a navy blue and a black, probably not a big deal. If we get orange and red and black and blue, that's not going to be okay. And as I have said over the years, it's easy to go to Walmart and have that fixed very quickly. So make sure that that teams have the proper shorts. And you can play the ball off the roof. That's new, all levels. And the fair play rule is being clarified a little bit, but this is something at BC School Sports, that any form of deliberate distraction during the opponent's act of serving the ball is a breach of the fair play rule. And so what we have determined as referees, and this is the same at college as well, if I'm doing a Camosun match, they're not allowed to directly make bird noises or yell at the moment of the contact of the serve. So it's not anything that we're unfamiliar with as referees. But what we allow, regular communication, okay. They're going to be given a spin serve, nice and quiet, everything's fine. I'm going to block outside, pass the ball here. Regular communication is fine. At the moment of the contact of the serve, after the referee's whistle in particular, if teams, and particularly if the players on the bench and all the players on the court start yelling, spin or balls up, right at the moment of the contact of the serve, that will not be tolerated and will be sanctioned through the sanction scale. So we've been pretty good at implementing that here in Victoria. Just make sure that we're doing that. Okay, keep the game fun and fair. That's what we want. Same with the excessive cheering. Teams rush to the sideline to cheer for a great play. Absolutely, have fun, but don't go back to your warm-up area very quickly. And is talking to Bruce McElroy about this one time, is don't act like it's the first time you've ever scored a point, is quite often advice that we give to teams. So cheering is fine. Approach the sidelines, go for it, have lots of fun, but do it in a respectful manner and everything will be fine. To liberos, if you have any questions about that was new last year. Just remember that you are to designate them at the beginning of each set on the lineup card. And they've got to wear a different dominant color than any other team jersey. So if you are buying uniforms, if you are upgrading your uniforms, be aware that it needs to be a contrasting color. And we've been, through BC School Sports, there have been allowances, we know, for teams that might not have a distinct color. But if it's within your power to fix that, that is the Volleyball Canada rule book, that the libero jersey must be a contrasting color. Makes it easier for the players on the court and the referees to tell who the libero is. And there's the rules right there. Read over it. It's in the rule book. If you have any questions, we will help you out. 12 subs. And it's just for clarification, that means 12. That means not 14. That means 12. So if you get to 10 subs, then the coach will be reminded that you're at 10 subs. That means you've got 2 more. Now, when we say unlimited, that means that in a position, A in for B, B in for A in for B, an unlimited time, as long as the total number of subs is 12 or less. So we don't want to get to playoffs and then have some surprises where people think that it's unlimited. It's 12 total, but unlimited in a position. And teams can go back onto the court immediately after the timeout and between the sets. And you are changing sides after each set this year. There is a discussion at Volleyball Canada level and perhaps at BC School Sports that changing sides might not happen in the future. We don't know, but in high school gyms, there quite often is a difference, in terms of the serving area on each side. So we will change sides, but it is something that some teams have seen at World League and other where they don't change sides. We will change sides. And finally, the Fair Play Award. Yes, if you make a good, honorable, sportsmanlike play and you are awarded a green card or a fair play point, whatever we decide to use as referees, it will be recorded. And last year, that's Esquimalt High School winning the Fair Play Award. Congratulations to Esquimalt on getting the trophy. And at the end of the year, that will be junior, senior, whatever school has the most fair play points or green cards will be awarded the Fair Play Trophy. And clinic. Thank you to John Stewart and Pacific Christian for hosting the clinic on September 16, 4 to 9. Also, we had I don't know if anybody from Edward Milne is on, but we had a great little in-class clinic at Edward Milne, and there are a lot of certified referees out in Souk now, which will be given the chance to referee and help out in the matches. There will be possibly some Zoom clinics available, and the evaluation tournament is at the Camosun Junior Tournament on October 3rd to 4th. And if anybody is looking for online score sheet training, at Victoria Volleyball Referee on YouTube, and you can get a nice little score sheet training for any of your students that want to go through it. Take you about 45 minutes, 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and they will be trained score sheet people. Any questions?